Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're back with some Street Women Fighters Season 1 battle reactions. I know it's been a hot minute, it's been a couple weeks, back on track, trying to take a look at all of the battles that took place during the first season, and today we're going to be taking a look at Cocanbutter's Rihey versus Lachika's Peanut. So let's go ahead and get started.
Ready? Fight!
Yeah. Still waters run deep. Still Snoop Dogg and D.R.E. 9-9.
Guess who's back?
Still doing that, Andre?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Check me out. Hey, it's still Drake.
That was a great moment she had.
Oh!
I can't keep it home a lot. Cause when I frequent the spots that I'm known to rock, you hear the bass from the truck when I'm on the block. Ladies, they pay homage, but haters say Drake fell off. How my last album was The Chronic. They wanna know if he still got it. They say raps change. They wanna know how I feel about it.
You ain't up on pain.
Dr. Dre is the name. I'm ahead of my game. Still
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Switch. Lachika, Peanut.
So you're a tough guy, like you're really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy, just always a buff guy. I'm the bad type, make your mom sad type, make your girlfriend that type, might seduce you that type. I'm the bad guy. Duh.
Hey. 3, 2, 1. And what?
Okay, let's take a look here. I know I didn't really react to too much with this one.
Ready?
I really liked Rihey's setup on hers. I think I love the melt that she did here, which was really nice.
9-9.
guess who's back?
There you go. And hit 6, 7. Yeah, I really like the choice whenever she's hopping with that circle. That was a really nice choice she made there. I love her fit too. I wish I had it. Look at that. I love how she started small and then she progressively let her body just get thrown about in that particular weight shift. I loved that. Yeah.
Oh!
I can't keep it home a lot.
So just a lot of choices she's making. She is setting up her grooves really well in this whenever she's trying to set it up. Very clear in direction with what she's doing, in the chest especially. She took it off, so she took her jacket off. When you think about the kind of track this is, honestly, I think like the mechanic shirt really helped in a lot of the grooves that she was hitting, matched the music really well. Because when you think about fashion and how the fashion of each era comes from and comes in, a lot of the movements you can factor in that your fashion really helps certain movements come across more aesthetically pleasing. You know, like with Peanut, with what she's wearing, when she does her wax, you can see the power because you don't have a super baggy shirt that's kind of covering up a lot of the lines you want to create, right? So that's just kind of a basic example. So do I feel like this was the smartest choice for her? Possibly, you know, because I know that the judges of the season weren't 100% as fluent in the realm of battles. Some of their calls were a bit questionable based on some of the dialogue we've been having. I will say what she's starting to show, and I've mentioned this many times whenever we're watching battles, I'm able to pinpoint whenever choreographers are freestyling versus people who have really strong freestyle backgrounds, and part of it will come in the grooves and the ambidextrousness of the grooves, like hitting grooves on both sides and hitting even counts. So not riding multiple pockets. So you're not riding the 1 and the 3, the 2 and the 4, like in the 8ths or the 16ths as much as somebody who's like switching in which layer they're hitting by by the 2 counts or by the 4 counts, right? So you're noticing, I noticed here with Rihey that she kind of is starting to cut off some of her movement just a little bit too. Not saying what she's doing is, I mean, she's doing a great job. I think that there was a little moment she had, like notice right here, so she had something when she goes boom, and then when she turned, it wasn't a very clear purposeful turn. It was a turn of, okay, I finished a move, now I'm entering into another move. So you notice a lot of times, especially with season 2, a great crew to take a look at in their completion of their transitions would be Wolflow. So if you notice, like Baby Sleek or Halo, they do a very good job of finishing off their transitions or playing off of potential weight shifts that may have gone awry. So that's something that, because I have just come off of watching Suba, Kill, and Wolflow at the time of recording this, I think I'm able to really see whenever dancers are not super fluent in the realm of battle, which is okay. I think this is a great opportunity for so many people to grow, but that's just, I just take notice a little bit faster whenever I see it here, you know? That's another example too. It goes 1, 2, and 3, and 4, right? So if you're able to countify it, like when it starts to look like a combo, is when you can start to take note. They're digging into their choreographic toolkit, which can potentially show your limitations. The more rounds you do, you can definitely do that for 1 round, but if you're in like a tournament, you can start to really struggle about round 2, round 3, and we noticed that with some of the other people that we've already looked at earlier. Yeah, so look, notice that she goes 1, 2, so a lot of her grooves are starting to really be more even. I will say her very beginning was really fun to watch. I enjoyed it. Like this little bit right there, like that boom with the body roll here, but then she goes into the evens with those toe taps. And notice right there too, 1, 2, 3, 4. That wave, I love that. I wish she played with that. I know she was out of time, but that wave, and then she threw it up. It would have been really cool if she caught it, because I think that would have been a great finish. But I love the wave that she did to finish it out. Looking at Peanut, I know I've already seen her before. So she is a whacker. This is a nice song. It has a very subtle, that's I think you can, it doesn't have a lot of the upbeat layers that normally whackers have whenever they do battle. But of course, you know, I would say it's always good to try to figure out, like, whacking looks very aesthetically pleasing to certain types of music because that was the era in which whacking was incepted, right? Or it turned and was developed into its own style. So whenever you see, like, this song can swing either way depending on how well she can attack it, and I think she does a really good job attacking it. So notice that she's playing off of the bass, but then she switches into the lyricism whenever she does her head. I am noticing one of her patterns that Peanut has demonstrated in this particular set is her use of grabbing her head or framing her head or posing with her head. So I want you to try to take a look and see how many times she does that. Now, does she do it the same way? No, she actually makes different choices, which is kind of cool. So that was a really interesting pose that she creates with that foot just kind of beveled, which is fun. Yeah, so you notice that she does it again there. Yeah, so she goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7. So you notice that a lot of her sequences, they do look similar to other sequences we have seen her do in other sets, but there's not a repeated phrase, right? So there's not like an 8 count or a phrase of her movement that seems noticeable enough to be like, I saw that in this battle with this person. So that's a really good sign coming from Peanut and her stamina of creativity in the battle scene, which is really good. I love that she took the pause there, da-da-da, guy, because there's that absence of music. So I think it's great that she knows the song, and I think it worked well in her favor because she knew it. Because when you're familiar with the track, you tend to take more risks because you're very familiar with the musicality. So the relationship of the music to the movement, you're able to kind of manipulate that movement to kind of take it where you want it to go a little bit easier than if you don't know the song, because it requires extra brain power to figure out what kinds of what kind of beats you're trying to hit, you know. So I love that little da da, you know, it's just hit with a lot of overheads. And she's also doing a good job of playing around with both arms. And there's variety in the directions of the wax that she's going for, and the overheads and the strikes. And I really like that little groove there. It was a groove on both sides, but I have mentioned that that's like a symptom whenever you see choreographers who are freestyling in a battle and they're not super comfortable. But the reason why that in particular repetitive groove on both sides didn't appear like, oh, she's starting to run out of things, is because you had to look at what she did before and what she did after. So notice that even before that two-step and then after, she didn't really repeat grooves. Like she wasn't doing 4 counts here, 2 counts here, 4 counts here. Like it wasn't super even. She was doing varies, Andianas, to 2 and, right? So in the 8ths and in the 16ths, she was really playing around with those, with the whole counts, and she was very polyrhythmic in what she was choosing to hit in her wax. And that's why it didn't come across as she was running out of things, you know, or she was trying to push through and find new things. And she's very familiar in how she explores music, which is really, really good in this case. And notice that she hits her head again, but notice she's hovering a little bit more, kind of touching with the fingertips. Bad. And then when she does the roll up for Guy. Yep, and then duh. So I think part of it is like, I wonder if she was thinking how much time she had left. You normally when you're battling, you kind of, you don't really look at the timer. You look at your opponent, or you look around because you don't want to psych yourself out. At least I can only speak for myself. So for that, duh, I'm wondering if she was assuming that she was finished. I don't know. But it wasn't anything super crazy. It was super minor. But I do notice I think that was the very first time I noticed that she hit a particular movement in the same set that was very similar to what she had already done. This one just looked more like a transition versus a focal point move. It was that leg in the back. Let me kind of just go back for a second so we can see it. That right there, that kind of envelope through. So it's like that leg that was in the back and then it folded through to the front. There was something very similar that she already did. So that could have worked against her here. I love that da 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 drop, because that matched that dee 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 dee. Then she's hitting the snaps, and she's, you know, whenever there's words, she's making good use of it. I love that step touch into the bleed over. That was a really cool choice too. That was really fun. Okay, if I were to give my vote, because I actually I have no idea who has won any of these battles, so I'm kind of also taking a guess of who I believe took it, but I also know there's always a chance that I'm wrong too, for multiple reasons. One, maybe I didn't see something the way that a judge saw it, or maybe the judge was looking for something different, because we know how the judges were in this season. But out of the two, I would probably give it to Peanut. So our second dancer that went, and my reasoning is I think that she really played the different layers of her song really effectively and efficiently. I think she showed a couple of times where she had repetitive sequences, but it was near the end versus starting to happen in the middle, which is what was unfortunately happening to Rihey. She held her own very well to her song. There wasn't at any point a look and went, ooh, you know? So I don't want to discredit that whatsoever, but remember, this is a battle and you are comparing the two people. And for me, if I were to choose one or the other, I would have picked Peanut because of the reasons I'd already stated, as well as just utilization of the technique to the style of technique to the song. I think she was more effective in the choices she made. So that would be my guess. I have no idea who won. Let me know in the comments, and I can't wait for the discussion on this one. It's going to be really good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful in some way. I'm sorry if my voice is a little bit on the lower end. I've been talking a lot. At the time of this recording, I very earlier in the week done all the mega crews for season 2 of Street Woman Fighter, so my voice is pretty fatigued, but I wanted to get through the battles of season 1 just so I feel like we're a little more caught up with both seasons for y'all, because y'all have been very patient with me, so I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, I'm excited to keep watching these. I love watching these alongside you guys. It's always been a joy, and I will check you on the flip side. Bye.